Didn't she date a white guy maybe at one time too? Like, I'm gonna date them all. What came the show said? Cause they think I love, but I love them all. I don't know if I'm stressed or so it's crazy because I genuinely feel like this was one of the best reunions ever in Teen Mom history. And hey, we can even include 16 and Pregnant Mom, history, too. Even after a while, I stopped watching. But first off, all the surprises, it was a lot of firsts from the cast just coming out. And then I feel like with Coach B, the surprise with Coach B coming up, like it definitely helped to keep a focus on the reunion and as well to help to keep them in focus of their healing and doing the right, I ain't gonna say necessarily doing the right thing, but uh y'all, like, so much. I feel like, and it wasn't like it was a lot, but it was definitely was just like, wait a minute, like it's some stuff being talked about here, and it very well could have been just because like there were so many first. There was so like Chris, first time being on the show. Louis first time being on the show. Obviously, Coach B just coming out and checking up again, like in the girls, even the guys, they, especially the girls though, they genuinely were so happy to see Coach B. And that genuinely lets you know that they were genuinely doing this work, that they, Coach B know what she doing, okay? And, um, yeah, I don't even know what it's like. My mind is like, I feel like we have so much to unpack, and I just need to, so that I can make sure that I get everything that I want to get on because I felt like so much happened in this part two versus the part one. But by the way, I am Ash. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Where oh my gosh, I've now realized I have to even fix my intro because I just created another channel for my family stuff. So y'all, welcome to my to recaps with Ash. Ash recaps. That's the name I named it, right? And basically here, y'all, especially if you've been following me, before, I've had a mixture of things that were going on this channel, and I've now focused this channel to focus on just the recaps that I do, right? So with that being said, definitely subscribe if that's something that you are, liking to, but as well, you still like my family stuff, definitely, I'll probably, just in case, I'll link it down below so you can go ahead and subscribe to that. Especially if you've already been following me and you didn't watch my last video about me changing. So, of course, definitely watch that video because actually the link is also in that video for the new channel. So, really quick, focusing on because we ain't going to stay on that long. All right. All right, like I said, Coach B, that was their first surprise. Was where we left off with Kale, and Kale having a boyfriend, which I predicted to be a dog. And one of my subs, because she didn't even spoil it for me. She didn't spoil it. She didn't even necessarily spoil it for me. She was like, I just want to let you know you're wrong. I appreciate that. Thank you, boo. So, and because I'm late as well, and I think that lets me know that as well. Like that lets you know, like Ashley, you got some people and they like you and that means you need to be like, but life happens, y'all. Life happens sometimes, so I'm late, but we're here. At least it's not the next week, it's still the same week. So y'all, when I say I'm like all over, I can't get myself together, but I'm together. Like I said, Coach B, we left off with Kale, but they started back off with the girl, everybody getting a surprise, and that was Kale. That was Kale. Jesus. That was Coach B. And basically, Coach B just took a second to talk to each individual lady. You know, obviously ladies, but in relevance to them as couples. All right. And talking about, how they've been doing, where they've been, the work that they've been doing, whatever, whatever, whatever. So we're not even going like Let's get to this. Let's get to the yeah. Let's just do that. Yeah, let's just do that. All right, Kale. Y'all, y'all know what I was. Y'all know my feelings about Kale. Y'all know my feelings about Kale, and it's the Libra in me. But it very well it could just be just me who I am as a person. Um, I thought Kale would have been on that family reunion, man. Like, but hey, people gotta get where they are at their own time and at their own place. And Kale was in a good place this reunion. It seemed like um, how she was handling things. I just felt like she just. But I didn't say that I agreed or liked everything that she said. Now, like, let's just be clear. But the overall of her interview and her process and how she just took everything all in, like, I got feelings for Kale now, y'all. I got feelings for her. Excuse me, like look, I got feelings for everybody. It's just that people piss me off more than others. And Kale was, oh God, y'all know she was not my biggest fan. Okay, actually, get into it. Come on, and get into this. All right, y'all. So the boyfriend was not a dog. The boyfriend was not a dog. He was indeed a boy or a man. We, of course, did not get to see him. He was fully covered with a hat and a mask, but I'm very sure he was black. And it wasn't like, Chris is black. No, this was like brown. Hey, but maybe the lighting could have had things off, like whatever, whatever. And I don't mean to say that, like to say that, because, like, be clear, I don't have an issue with interracial couples. I don't. I don't. I don't. I've not had experiences, but just know in my daily life, I have experience with interracial couples. All right, so because I'm not even trying to say that like, oh, y'all know this how the people like, oh, I love this. I have this many black. That's not. I'm not trying to sound like that. I genuinely do not have an issue. I think my overall thought was just that Kale ain't got no type. And I think I can't even, I think that's what it was. I was like, I can't be mad at that. Kale ain't got no type. She like, if the feeling is right, if whatever, 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 I'm going to date the Hispanics. I'm going to date the blacks. Didn't she date a white guy maybe at one time too? Like, I'm going to date them all. But what came the show said? Cause they think I love, but I love them all. Love them all, yeah. She love them all. She love them all. Ignore my sin because I know that was terrible. She love them all. But nonetheless, so we don't get to know much about this guy. She's not letting, of course, Dr. Drew and them are asking him questions, like what's his name, how they meet, stuff like that. I don't feel like it was, I don't feel like it was trying to be vague. I felt like because of this platform, because da da da, like and then right now she's trying to what's the word I'm basically trying to look for? She's trying to continue to disclose, to hide his identity, because I don't follow Kale. I think I might have followed her on Snapchat, and in my Snapchat, and I don't even be on Snapchat like that, but. And I'll follow her to be nosy. Let's just be honest. I followed her to be nosy, not because I was interested. I was being nosy. Excuse me. So y'all, we don't know nothing about him. And I get it. I get it. When you're on this and you're just not like, I get it. I wasn't mad at her for not getting any information about the guy yet. Ate it up pretty quickly. I think a lot of, all right, so getting, further into her interview. Of course, obviously, they addressed the entire, Brianna and Chris situation. And even with that, like, I feel like that she even addressed that with grace. Oh, because I think they basically was asking on the point of like, like how did that bother her, whatever, whatever, whatever. Just like, especially at the end of the day, my enemies can't betray me, but the people who I have relationships with, they can betray me. So to a degree, she basically felt like that Chris betrayed her by choosing to have this interview and ask of all people, Brianna. And I'm not gonna lie, I still low key still stand by the fact that it seemed like a low key calculated. All these teen moms, and hey, you know what? Fix it, Ashley. Right. Brianna's not black though. Brianna's Hispanic. So Hispanics like Spanish, like, I don't mean like to get it wrong if I'm getting it wrong. Like, I want to be politically correct, whatever. What I'm not trying to be politically correct or whatever. Like, I want to be clear about like what she is, but I'm not like, like, don't be like, oh no, she's not that. Like, whatever, whatever. She's Hispanic to me, so um, I kind of get it at him wanting to maybe get a side that he's more can relate to, while at the same time you dated a whole Caucasian girl, so why now you want to get relation or want to relate more with, hey, whatever. Ashley, don't go there. Don't do it. I could go into my little what my presumptions, and he just keep going and keep going and keep going. But either way, I just felt like of all the people to have on there, it was just perfect. That of course the person that you chose to be on there is the person that is the enemy of your baby mom and has also dated your baby mom's ex husband. That's not, y'all don't think that that's low key calculated, and y'all are not cool. So presently, y'all weren't cool at that time. So she addresses that. She clears it up that in the day she was having a moment. She decided to follow a lot of people. She unfollowed everybody, basically. She unfollowed everybody. She has no issues with Leah as far as she knows. Everything, even with that, is good. What I know, they started talking about more about her therapy, stuff like that, because she has been diagnosed with depression. And I think for me, I think that's really what started the 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 relatedness, for the compassion, the empathy for her, especially going through my own stuff here lately and having conversations with my sister and realizing that I've been depressed. Um, I think people think that depression is just like, oh, you just sit in the dark, you lay in your bed, you don't want to do anything. But I don't know if this is the right word, but I call it, it's a functional depression. It's a functional depression. You're still able to go on and do and deal with your daily living, but it does not mean that like something's not going on in here or whatever or whatnot, or even in here, So when she said that and when she was just describing that, it was like, dang, Kale, like, all right, okay, all right. And then she basically goes even to as goes to say that what Biz had brought on the therapy was back in 2019. There was an altercation, which she ended up telling us that was with Chris, and basically that somebody tried to take her life. She came out and said to 2019 somebody tried to take her life. She did end up telling us a little bit that that person was Chris, but basically said as well that she hadn't told anybody this. Nobody's known about this. It was something that she's been dealing with, and then automatically like y'all, it's just a lot, and I'm not gonna speak on nothing because that's what I don't like is when we as women doubt or take away from each other's stories, whatever, whatever, whatever. So I'm going to leave it at that, right? This was her perception. This was her reality of what happened. So she's entitled to that. Let's give her that. Let's give her that regardless of what we think, okay? Let's just give her that because I don't like when we take, I wasn't there, y'all weren't there, don't take away from that girl's story. I don't like that. That was enough to whatever, whatever. So that being said, because of course, believe me, I'm going to talk about Chris and what Chris said. So it was just like, Kale. So they even was even just like, at the end of the day, like, do you even want to do this? Is this where you want to be? Do you even want this show? And she's literally, I really don't know. And what's crazy is last week, or even not even might not have been last week. It was the last episode of Teen Mom 2, and I was like, fine, Kale, good riddance. If this ain't it, move on. But the fact of her really saying like, y'all, it's my time. I'm gonna let go. It's this, it's that. I really started to have feelings about that. Like I really was just like. So that's it. We're possibly, this might be the last time we see Kato, as far as Teen Mom 2, right? And that really bothered me. Like that bothered me, y'all. All right. So what else, right? So of course they hit on the whole Brianna situation. This is what I don't like about that whole Brianna situation is they do it to each other. Like it is fat shaming. Brianna fat shamed her, coming for her weight. You know, especially knowing that that child got issues with weight, her weight. Sending her the treadmill. It was funny, but it was petty. You know, it. At the end of the day, like Kale said, that she is a human being. She is a person. Oh yeah, her acknowledging Janelle and apologizing to Janelle and us showing that she had publicly apologized to her with the whole, blaming Janelle for outing her pregnancy when in all actuality, really, it was kind of, or whatnot, and like, yeah, talking about all that and just like, but yeah, like I said, like back to Brianna, like, and that, back to that really quick, that was also part of why I just felt like okay, Kale, like therapy working. Like I felt like I was seeing like another, yeah, like she like I don't know. That day was a good day. I don't know if that day was a good day, but so bless you, son. Like all right, so yeah, so she's like, Brianna basically protect, she does all this to me because she's not happy with herself to a degree. Totally get that. That's usually how this goes, right? At the same time, I think that Brianna does this because it's like she's just like, I'm not gonna just continue. Like they're both children. They're both childish. They're just both childish. They ain't grown to that point yet where it's like I don't have to entertain you. I don't have to entertain your mess. I don't have to rise above it. Move on. That's how you get to people. That's how you get to people by not having a reaction. No matter what people try to tell you, oh no, I'm telling you, when you be silent, they don't have no choice but to think about what you're doing, what you thought, da 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 da. I'm telling you, the best reaction is to be silent and not to have a reaction. I can say that because, like Jay said, I'm a reactor, and there's not a lot of times where it was not it. Oh, shoot, what was I about to say? There wasn't always a time where I was rising above. Presently, there's still not a time where I was really just sent a petty text message last night. Like we have our moments, but literally, your energy, your vibe, your spirit is gonna be so much better when you just choose to leave this person in the low place that they at. Because most likely, for one, why, Kale? Why? Why you not acting like you literally just didn't make up them sleeping together? And so, what does Brianna do in response? She responds to try to hurt you just like you hurt her. It ain't to say that Brianna might not got her own little issues with herself, whatever, whatever. But I feel like that's what a lot of it is. They're both reacting to the other, doing something to the other instead of just moving on and just letting it go. So that's Kale. I wish her the best. Um, especially if she decided not to. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily that feel like it's gonna be the end that that the last time we see Kale. I mean, hey, I feel like I don't see Chelsea. I barely see Chelsea like now from Team MOG. Focus, Ashley. All right, let's talk about Brianna and Brianna's story because Brianna very well had a lot definitely happened on her season. Whew. But a big topic of conversation obviously was the whole Chris thing or whatever, right? So, come on. It kind of gets back to how things happen on one. Y'all know these questions that they're going to ask. And I get like I feel like it's a defense mechanism for Brianna when she gets up there. FKO, what's this her business? What is y'all's business? Who cares? Da da da. We care. We want to know. I could care less though. I honestly could care less if that's who you bumping up this with. It's a trip, but that's your business. At the end of the day, these people are devoted to y'all. Like we are devoted to y'all. We take time out of our lives to watch y'all stories, whatever, whatever, whatever. So it's kind of like when you are on a platform like this, you kind of owe your people answers. They're not just their fans; they your fans too, Brianna. So the whole attitude things, but that's Brianna. Her little feisty thing, that's what she do. Like I'm not surprised that's what she did. Thank you. Answer the question. She says no. The story about the shirt though is is two separate stories. That's two totally different stories about the shirt. Hey, maybe she technically do have the same shirt. Maybe she does. And in the moment she still asks him for his shirt. But that's not what she said the story was. What she said was just that we have the same shirt. She didn't say that, oh, I asked to borrow his shirt because I was cold, because whatever, whatever, whatever. Which again, why'd you ask to borrow his shirt? Like Nessa said, she didn't have her own clothes. But hey, we don't know the setting. We don't know like how. We don't know why. So we gonna leave that there, right? So I don't know. I'm not gonna sit there and say that I don't think I care enough to even further discuss on whether they bumped uglies or not, because I honestly did feel like that they did have chemistry, that there was a chemistry between them. At the same time, I felt like he liked her, and that was why he asked her on. At the same time, I felt like his reason for asking her on wasn't genuine because of his relationship with his baby mama. So I don't even want to talk about the hobby dude. It happened, and then it didn't happen. Like it happened, whatever, whatever. She claimed she did want to be with him, but basically, he basically ended up being somebody that she didn't realize that he was, and things about him turned her off. That's just that. Um, oh yeah, she's ready to get it in. She's been celibate, and she wants to bump hard apparently. I added the hard part, but like yeah, like I did, like she's ready to get herself out there. She's ready to get her some goodness. Her and Devon, are like at the end of the day, all they her at the end of the day, she wants more. She wants more, but as well, I feel like at the same time, she what she's projecting or what she wants is because of course what she lacked. Because at the end of the day, especially with Devon, I feel like he doing the best he can. I feel like he's definitely stepped up, but I'm not there. So again, she feels like there could be more that even he could be doing. Lewis, we know that he's getting there. We're working on it, but he's just not fully there yet. But basically, her thing is just like I want more from them still. So Chris. We already talking about him. Let's talk about Chris. One, I thought it was great to finally have Chris on the show, to be able to say his piece, whatever, whatever. Apparently he was even possibly open into filming more, but after Kale had her fit about him filming in general, he felt like it was a cater to Kale kind of thing, because then he didn't even hear about it. He didn't even know about the reunion. So it doesn't even on the end of like, was this all about Kale? Is this all to keep Kale? Is this all we're going to cater to Kale so that we can, whatever, whatever, whatever? No, that man deserves a say. That man, just like y'all gave everybody else a platform, no matter how bad or whatever, whatever. And then it makes me think back to this. She act a fool, so he gets, and so y'all abide by y'all bend to her, and then he don't get to get his opportunities because when it was everybody else baby daddy, nah, don't make it about that. Don't make it about that. We ain't gonna make it about that. We ain't gonna make it about that. Don't 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 make it about that. Because in the, end of the day, it's more of them than it is of us on this show. So it ain't about that. Fix yourself. I might have to cut that out. Then again, I'm real and I'm me, and I wanna give you my first initial thoughts, whatever, 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 whether I work through those thoughts or not. So I'm gonna keep it in there. So he addressed that. He addressed that basically. Yeah, he did the deposition for Brianna. Granted, Brianna was talking about something that wasn't her business, but at the same time, he did tell her something to a degree that wanted to make him go to court about it. And so it was just like, at this point, like, just like, whatever. Here it is. Here's the information. Let me do this because I want to be done and I want to move on from it. Um, of course, his perception on this domestic violence situation that happened 3 years ago is different. He's like, she made it seem like I literally beat her up, like I beat her, like I beat her, like I beat her. So what happened? To the point where she feels like she almost lost her life. So there's definitely, I'll say this, it's a disconnect in what happened that night. But as well, like I say, Kale is entitled to her perception of the story, just like Chris. They're both, what they said, three sides to a story, hers, his, and the truth. What's fair to say is that we know that domestic violence happened and it should have happened. He will admit that. He admits that he's had his own, Chris, I appreciated how vulnerable he was, how real he was. I did not feel like he wasn't trying to answer questions or just like I feel like he was all open to putting everything out on the line and addressing it. So I think that's what that's what I was like more like grateful for. It was just like okay, and like now I feel like we're really getting to like know Chris the way that we don't know Chris. I follow him, but we both know we all know he only got like three pictures up on his profile. Like he don't post nothing. He posted the stories. He don't post nothing. He might go live, and I listen to his podcast. So what was also shocking was how he explained him and Kale's relationship. How basically talking about how actually they were good. Because if you remember, when we started out the season, Kale distinctly said that they were not okay, that they weren't doing good, that it's like this, they don't talk. And hey, maybe at that time, that was when they hit the bad place. But the way I don't know, the timeline just could be off, but Chris is making it seem like we were good, like we were fine, and then this happened, and then boom, like basically that was over with. Okay, ah, that's what it was. That's what it was. He was basically saying that basically after the whole the beyond yes. So right, that could not possibly add up. If Kale came in automatically talking about that they don't have a good relationship, but then he's saying that everything was cool up until my pregnancy came the pregnancy about me having another baby and me doing this podcast where Brianna came out. Other than that, everything was fine. So again, the perceptions, two stories, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something is just not right here. So he does end up talking more about like that entire situation or whatever or whatnot. Like so many again like so many of us are battling with these mental issues and whatnot and if nothing else, y'all just make sure that y'all getting help. Make sure y'all getting someone to help to work y'all through this stuff. He admits, that he was in therapy, or whatever or whatnot. And, and then just tapping in again on him and Kale's relationship, of he had missed like that he really had the feelings and that he really loved her and that he was in love with her and like that was like his girl and just like and he wants to get along and I don't know. To a degree, for me, it's like even he's like I'm good. Like I'm gonna be hurt. It's still just like yeah, maybe in this moment, but I still feel like that they carry things possibly in a petty way. I don't know if I'm genuine in his beliefs of why he wanted Brianna on that show, and um, what else? He had mentioned something else. Yeah, I don't know how long this video gonna be, so I know I was gonna take my time and like whatever, but I ain't gonna. We let's all in all there's clearly not a clear answer as far as a lot of things that happen between Chris and Kale, especially as far as their domestic violence thing. It sounds like I said, he's saying he wants to keep things, he wants to move with civil things and keep things healthy, whatever. Okay, all right, for him, which it always does seem like that when Chris is on this stuff and when he's not doing how Kale wants him to roll or whatever. Like I said, like one like just like they all got their patterns. They all got their patterns about them. So I think for me, that's why I think it's kind of it'd be like I don't know, Kale. I'm you definitely got my mind twitched up, Kale, but at the same time, I'm watching you. So they bring out T, Mama T, and y'all know for one thing, Mama T also she gonna keep it real. And I think if anything, I think what I got from this from that interview and bringing her out was like one thing about it. You ain't finna try to throw our mama out under the bus out in front of everybody. And hey, maybe that wasn't the same how that was, but that was like how the like it like. But at the same time, no. At the same time, I felt like that was a genuine Ashley response, which is my mama is entitled to her own opinion. It's like everybody's entitled to their opinion. Did I still like it that that's what T told her to do to divorce him? No. And do I feel like her feeling like she had good cause or reason to say what she said? Does that mean she still need to say it? But I guess, hey, that was her opinion. That's what she felt like Brianna needed to do. And of course, that she told her daughter that's what she felt like she needed to do. So Brianna was just like you got to realize at the end of the day, like that is my mom, but also this is also Bar's mom too. But point taken, like what's the name said, in the day, that's your mom though. That's your mom. So for her, it was just like at the same time, if the shoe was on the other foot, she wouldn't tell Bar no different than what she told me or whatever, and I can respect that or whatever or whatnot. So I will wonder how she was gonna handle this thing, y'all. I was wondering, and she, I, ma'am, like she took that thing well, like even just talking about her and Shin's relationship and where that's going and where that's growing, and I think it's just fair to say they that we've just realized that time has passed. There's been some growth, you know. Most likely, a lot of their not getting along was because of Bar and Ashley stuff. T trying to is going to protect her daughter. Shin gonna protect her son, and that's where a lot of that bumping heads and all that all that type of stuff starts to come in or whatever or whatnot. So um yeah, that's that. I still didn't like that she told her that to divorce him, but Ashley good. So I guess I don't, really have like a choice but to be good in it in the moment or whatever. And like I said, she was entitled, to her opinion. I don't necessarily actually ask for her opinion on it or whatever, whatnot, what she think that she should do. But hey, when it's your mama, sometimes they gonna tell you anyway, whether you wanna know or not. Ask me, I'm a mama. I think I'd be telling Jada stuff that she definitely probably didn't ask for. So I'm gonna leave them alone. I know this messed everybody up because we literally were just looking at Ashley sitting on the bar with her couch, sit with Bar on the couch with her mom. Why the hell is Shin out here on the couch by herself? I immediately was just like, what did I miss? What's going on? And I had to retract on what they were talking about because again, this is another first. This is Shin's first time being on the show or whatever or whatnot, and something in her triggered so soon is like Dr. Drew got into the interview and she dipped off so quick. And so we're hearing Bar, talk to production like this is how she was going to act. She's being a victim. Send her home. Send her home. And I'm like, okay. They said that basically something happened earlier with them and they had a thing, whatever, whatever, whatever. Like, and what was it about that what was about that was so big that you gonna leave your mom on this couch to do an interview by herself in front of darn near strangers, so none of these in a setting that she ain't never been in before in her life. I didn't like that Bar, but he did end up coming on the show. So Dr. Dre being who he is, he did like basically like send after her himself, and going to get her and wanted her to feel comfortable or whatever or whatnot. And Shin basically confirmed that Shin didn't confirm. Shin basically was saying that sometimes her son will make arguments out of basically when basically like there is no argument or whatever or whatnot. And Shin, like you can tell that Shin has been through, you know, a lot or whatever. And even like Dr. Drew talked about like, like her over like her such love that she has for him. Like it's something rooted there. It's something rooted there. And when Bart even did end up coming out or whatever, she was just talking about like one she'd been through a lot, and then them together, them alone, going through a lot. Like I feel like there was a time when bit like she was like possibly, I don't want to call it that, but it puts you, I'll say it puts you in the mindset of when women make their sons their man, right? Uh, Yeah, it happens. So, and honestly, I'm not saying that that's that. That's why I say it puts you in a mindset. It puts you in a mindset that that's what's going on. But definitely, there's definitely some trauma. There's definitely trauma there. I think they both need to be in therapy or whatnot. And she, kind of like she's just talking about, like how basically like she feels like her kids feel like that she's like this person and this person because she's been through so much, and so they think she can handle it all. But they're going to be the ones that's going to break her. They're going to be the ones that will probably end up sending her, over or whatever or whatnot. But like I said, that bar, you know, did come out, did decide to be, on this couch with her, and like just do this interview, and just it wasn't very long, but just for us to get like an inner understanding of Shin and who she is, and a bit of that dynamic relationship. So like again, it was just one of those moments where I was glad to see some of these people who've been on the show for a couple of years now, and they don't get to come on. I don't say they don't get to because we don't know why they're not there, but they haven't been able. They weren't on the reunion, so we weren't able to get a lot of like their side, or whatnot. So boy, oh boy, let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all. They got to be listening. If you ain't listening in, you got to learn something because boy, that Coach B, 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 she was hitting on something. So she didn't get on Lewis straight away because for her situation, they did for Brianna's sitting with Lewis and Devon, they had Coach B come back out to kind of like talk about and really to get on the issues of what's going on with the Lewis and Brianna situation. So, boy, y'all, it's either wisdom, my own life experiences, definitely my own life experiences, learning from Ayala, learning from Auntie Yana as well, like a lot of things, and just going through my own little healing or whatever or whatnot. But she hit on all this, and as she was speaking, as she was saying it, I'm saying it with her. So when we get to talking about, you know Lewis and basically like what Lewis's relationship like with his father, and he's like, oh, it was great. Oh, that's what it was, because right, Lewis's father was a truck driver, and he's like, oh, our relationship was great. Now mind you, I'm sitting here like, my ex, my two younger kids father is a truck driver. I know what that's like. They're always gone. They're not there. The mom, I can't. While at the same time, I can't sit here and compare that my situation to his. But he literally said basically, it was perfect. They always were talking, always were communicating, like whatever, whatever, whatever. And I'm like, wait, what? And as again, coach, I'm like, okay, so where was the disconnect, Coach B? How was that possible? You have somebody who was presently with their parent always, and now they don't know why they're not present with their child. Come on, Coach B, let's talk about it. Yes, pulling it out. One, he's disconnected from his emotions. That part I did not know, and that's what resulted to him answering that way. He doesn't know why because he's disconnected to his emotions, which at the same time in some mean that he's in denial or just not telling the truth about that relationship with his father. Because that's exactly what I said. I said, so are you lying? Are you not telling the truth really about? And I could very well see that. I could very well feel like my first time on the show, I'm not going to get on here and put put my family out there for people to judge and to whatever, whatever, whatever. I could totally have got that, but it was literally just like there's no way. There's no way, especially when again making sense when Brianna has the same story. When Brianna was abandoned by her dad, and then she goes. This is y'all. Y'all can believe it. I want to believe this, and then she literally goes and picks men who do the exact same thing. Just like I kept saying with Jade, her Jade's relationship with Sean is her mom. Her mom uses, whatever, whatever they have that disconnect, whatever, whatever. So she literally goes and chooses the person who she has the relationship issue with, which is her mom. I mean, what? with her mom or whatever or what. Like, y'all, do your work, get your healing, y'all. Like it all it's literally just like even like a full circle, and Coach B like that, like made a point, like if we don't fix this, and I be hard on myself now because I realized if I don't fix these things, these traumas with me, I'm not doing anything but opening the door for my children to now be at my age just like Brianna and having those same issues. And like Dr. Drew said, y'all, I want y'all to hear that, and I want y'all to hear her story because these are y'all daughters too, just as well as they are Brianna's. And this is what we don't want. This is what we want to try to avoid. And y'all have a big hand in that. And I appreciate the bond for like that will never be Nova. That would I don't I can't remember if he necessarily said never or it won't be. Just say it won't be. Don't say never. Don't never say never. But I need him to stay in that will not be his child. That he's going to continue to be there. He's going to continue to step up. He's going to do the best he can. And when I say the best he can, I mean literally the best he can. Because we know that Devon can do more. He has been stepping up. He has been doing more. So thank Coach B for one for going and consoling Brianna. Because baby, baby, like it's so like that moment just though with Luis like saying like, oh no, it was like, yeah, like he's either he's either protecting his family, he's in denial, and he's set up that he made up a story in his own mind that this is the relationship that I've had with my dad, and or he just flat out lied. He just flat out lied. It's one of those three. I very well believe that it's a disconnect. I very well believe like he has like set a notion or something up in his head that, or he's in denial. Plain and simple. I don't think it was a flat out lie. But very well at the same time, we'll protect our family quick. We'll protect our family. You gonna have us out there like that. So y'all, this video's been going on for almost an hour. It's been 50 minutes. I knew it was gonna be a lot, y'all. The moment I watched it and I was like, this is gonna be a lot. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot. Like I don't like it's gonna be a lot. Like this is what this. I don't know if it was Coach B. I don't know because and now everybody's like really just seems like a lot of them are working on their healing and getting better and getting to this better place. I enjoyed the reunion but for a different reason though, not because it was drama full and full of gossip and whatever something to talk about. Run the girl, did you do like some things definitely opened up here. Glad to see a lot of these first. And of course, I can always ramble on. We are done with Teen Mom 2, Season 11. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Definitely subscribe to this channel if you want to get more recaps from me. I know I'm currently doing Basketball Wives. P Valley's supposed to be coming back on, so I think I'm going to be doing that. I need to watch the Married at First Sight reunion. Stay tuned because I might do that with a panel with the group. Okay, for I might do that with with like maybe one or two people for the for Married at First Sight because that's like my new show. That's my new thing. So y'all, I held y'all up long enough. I hope you enjoyed it. Get a girl a thumbs up if so. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. It was so much, y'all, and I try to like really hit everything. I'm really just a person who like I'm done like I'm done gonna I don't write notes no more. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't write notes no more. But definitely hit me up below and let me know about anything that you seen and had opinions on, something I might not have talked about yet, all that good stuff. And I'm gonna get out of here this time, I promise. Peace.